Alright, how's it going, everybody? This is Ismortah, and this is episode 51 of my custom Kingdom Death Monster campaign. And this is Lantern Year 16, and what you're going to see this episode is the Showdown Nemesis Encounter with a level 2 Butcher. I still have to do placement of where I'm going to be, but the stream, since there's no hunt phase, there's no hunt stream because Nemesis Encounter, it's gonna show. I'm gonna show you the departure and arrival to the showdown. I already have it partially set up, and then we're gonna do the whole fight. All right, I think we're good to go. All right. So I don't believe I have any corrections from last time. But there's a reason why there's been a lengthier delay between episodes as previously is because I had some personal things going on, but also I've been going back and forth on what strategy I wanted to do gear wise. One, I have the problem again kind of with civilization because I'm low in population, so I need to make sure I have people that can A, effectively get past the Butcher without dying, and then B, have a backup party that could still go out, as well as reproduce still. But also more importantly was the gear problem. The fact that it's not a problem, but how can I most effectively fight the Butcher? What's cool is I have so much quality gear now that now I can actually tailor my gear toward particular fights. Before, I just made the best gear possible, and I use that all the time. But now, since I have gear that go towards luck and carving monsters or strength and subduing Nemesis, it's really now I can make a couple different builds, let alone tweaking who has what pieces of gear because of what stats they personally have to match it so they serve their role better. The reason I say roles because it's this, start to enter like a raid that you really want to have roles. Like, for example, this character, I'm subduing the monster by having it have less damage. This is the tank because I can evasion tank as well as I can stop damage with my shield. And this character could also stop damage with his placard. And then these two are primary DPS. They can both attack at angles and at range, more safely engage the Butcher, as well as this has high strength, and this one has guaranteed wounds because of red charm. Majority of these gear sets also give to insanity, which you need to live, and all of the gear sets also have a global bonus to insanity that I can use in action to give people insanity who may not be insane. In addition, the person who has White Line Helm, if you are insane, I can give you +2 strength. Now, activating this ability takes a survival, but it may be worth it so these other people can actually, when they hit, have a higher chance of then getting a wound after the fact. Because I am rocking Blue Charm on the White Line Helm, so I can actually do Roar. And we'll have the movement bonus because of White Line Boots. Because Emily has 5 red affinities, can do the red charms unstoppable. So whenever I attempt a wound, instead of whatever the toughness is, I roll a d10 or a 6 better, it's a wound. As well as counterweight axe on a perfect hit. I don't even look at a hit location, it just wounds. These two have complete, and this person has complete White Lion set. These two have complete Screaming Antelope set. This person has almost a complete set, but because it's missing one piece, does not get the bonus, the 2 to armor, or the ability of Skewer, but does get the ability of the Phoenix Placard. And the Phoenix Placard itself is armor 4. This person, because they have 3 green affinities, gets a +2 bonus from Monster Grease instead of just 1, which is Taken. Barrett, because he has 2 red affinities, gets the +2 bonus from Monster Tooth Necklace. And it's also rocking a harp to get rid of any moods, potentially. And then Joy has Boss Mendy, who can give other people bonus speed if they're in a proper place. So what this means is if joy is orthogonal to the monster, and these two people with ranged weapons are orthogonal to Boss Mindy, then that means these two people can get the bonus from Boss Mindy and attack at an angle to the monster because they have reach. They could attack diagonally 1. If I don't think, or I don't want to risk this person attacking, these people who can most likely dodge it, more likely dodge an attack or a reaction, not being orthogonal, can slam and do some dependable damage. Because Emily has movement 6, and because of her disorder of anxiety, that she's always the initial priority target during the start of the showdown, I'm going to have her be the monster controller and get the initial hit, and then I'll go from there to see how the butcher reacts. So how I set up the board here is because I have 3 people with Screaming Bracer, I have 6 Acanthus plants. One of the things I noticed I misplayed Screaming Bracer is it doesn't add +2 to Acanthus plant. It actually adds +2 to all terrain. So if these 3 people try to pick up anything on the ground, they get a +2 bonus. So that's really cool. So that also probably means that the time that I tried to get ore, maybe I would have gotten a piece because I didn't add a +2 to the bonus, but we'll just have to rule that going forward. Or do something to make up for it after the fact. The karma of it. We'll see. And then we also advantageously actually have 2 tall grasses. So especially the person talking with evasion, if I'm evasion tanking, can make sure that I have a higher chance of possibly the butcher missing, or even others. And that's also why I put Acanthus plants there. That way I can go there to hide, and as an action, pick up something to help recover health and armor, and then survive a blow, potentially. And then someone starting here can pick up one as well. I'm assuming at different parts of time, maybe the butcher will go back to the center, maybe? I don't know. But if so, that's why I had the other plants be sweeping around. That way, as I'm battling, I can retreat and pick up something if I need to. There's also 3 columns that were set up, but those are super far away, and I think it's just more for look. That's not something I'd most likely ever use this fight. I more likely want the fight to be in here so I can hide in the tall grass, and then pick up these 3 after the showdown because of my custom campaign. But these 3 I may pick up during the fight. Alright, so that's the general strategy. Before I do the setup, I'm just going to do the departure bonuses now, and then the arrival bonuses. I'm just going to do them as separate steps, that way I keep track. Alright, so departure, everyone will get 5 survival and 1 insanity, 3 because of my innovations, and then 2 because I did have battle paint for extra survival, 2 survival, and 1 insanity. So everyone by default is going to get 5 survival and 1 insanity, and then whatever else their departure stuff is, and then whatever else everyone's arrival stuff is. On arrival, the global thing I'm going to get is 1 survival for everybody. I wanted to use the rawhide drum, but I just didn't have space. Like, I felt Boss Mindy was better. I thought Bandages was better because I remember getting a lot of bleeds before from the butcher. Other people that had extra stuff just so I could get bonuses of strength, or to do the scream, or to do unstoppable. So I just ran out of space. So I felt like Whisker Harp was a better choice. That way I could get survival and potentially get rid of a mood. And of course, I have blood paint, so I can get the 2 hammer swings, obviously. Okay. So we'll go around the horn. First we get Joy. She gets, I'm going to remove everything for time being, just so I can run into people's shit. And then everyone, of course, will get +1 strength token because of 1 person out here has Red Fist. 3 people have extra sense. And actually I have 2 people with Orator of Death. So as an action, once per showdown, they can give everybody, I believe it was 2 insanity. And then also triggers Encourage, I believe, when they die. I'll check that second part, but I believe the first part is the... I just didn't write it down, which I should have, because I kind of forgot. But I remember it was like global insanity once per showdown or something. Okay, anyway. So my Kappa survival right now, I believe, is 8. Let me check. Yep, it is 8. I did see other cards that could bring it to 10. I just didn't get those innovations yet. Alright, so the cap is 8, so she gets 5, so she goes from 4 to 8, which is the cap. And then she'll get 1 insanity, so it goes from 8 to 9. And I'm just doing departure. And then anything else that says departure on this? No. Okay. 8 survival, 9 insanity. Talkin, I also want to say Tarkin, goes from 6 to 8. Insanity goes from 6 to 7. And anything else that says departure? Nope. Definitely some arrival stuff, but no departure. Emily goes from 4 to 8. And then Sanity goes from 17 to 18. And anything here that says departure? No. And then Barrett, I noticed I spelled it with 2 T's, not 1. Final Fantasy VII, it has 1 T, but that's okay. It's spelled the same way as Jarrett, which is my actual name, but with a B instead of a J. Alright, so it has 3 survivals and gets 5, so it does still go to 8. Insanity goes to 1. Anything else that says departure? No. Okay, so everyone has their departure bonuses. Boom. So now this can go away. Now, I do the arrival bonuses. Because you depart the settlement, and then you arrive at the showdown, which are different phases. Which has more significance because of the hunt. That way, if you lose stuff during the hunt, you can get it back during survival, blah. Now we do arrival. On arrival, everyone will get 1 survival, which doesn't matter because everyone's at 8. Now it's just seeing who gets bonus insanity from their feet, and then any other arrival stuff. Okay, so again, we'll start with Joy. Arrival, Acanthus plant and 3 insanity. Acanthus is out, 3 insanity, so it goes from 9 to 12. Okay, Talkin, 3 Acanthus, 2 Acanthus and 3 insanity. So it goes from 7 to 10. Emily does not, nothing on arrival, but already has 18 insanity anyway. And I have to try to remember has +1 movement because of the White Lion boots. And then Barrett gets, on arrival, Acanthus and 3 insanity. So it goes from 1 to 4. So Barrett actually has the least insanity, so I have to keep track of him in particular, that if he gets hit by moves and he's less than 3, then he's no longer insane. So if I wanted to have insane the benefits of insanity, like to use Boss Mindy, I have to give him more insanity, which anyone here could give everyone insanity. It'll just take an action to do so, so it has to be worth it. Either close to death or to trigger some ability to get in the kill, like with Boss Mindy. Okay, and then everyone gets +1 strength token, which they can also use as a survival currency. So it's like everyone has 9 survival, but if they don't use it, has +1 strength. And I think we're good to go. So that was the arrival. I've already set up the board. Now I've already shuffled all of the decks and set up everything. Now I just need to, and of course, like I said, Emily, I'm going to have be the first monster controller because she's going to have the priority token. She's going to be the priority target initially because of her anxiety. All right. And so who's who? So Emily, who has the White Lion gear and the axe. This is going to be her, except she's female, not male, but otherwise it's actually pretty exactly the gear I'm wearing. This is exactly the gear I'm wearing with the antelope and the spear. but it's a male, not a female, but pretty damn close. And these two, I just had them at least match the sexes. Taken, who's male, Joy, who's female. Taken has the bone club and the shield, and Joy has the two skull cap hammers. Alright, so this is going to be the priority person. He's going to go on whale, so might as well have this person go here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So has enough movement that can attack initially, which is cool. But also has +1 range. So anyone with range 2 can actually attack 2, because they can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and attack. Also true. So that's a good reason for this person to be here, actually, because I have 2 people attack at range. Actually, this person has so much movement, I could have also moved to here and attack on a diagonal, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I could actually do that. The reason why I want to do that, potentially, is why. And then someone who has similar range here can give bonus to speed. So Joy could start here. And then if I want multiple people to be in the evasion, I can have Taken be here and run to here. That's a good strategy. Initially, we'll do that. Sure. Because it doesn't matter who's in front, because she has anxiety, she's going to initially have the priority target. So if he has to choose target for any reason, the first person he's going to attack is going to be her regardless, who's going to be right here. So that's going to happen by default. Okay, cool. So I think we are ready to go. Let me get a swig of drink. We'll do it. So being a level 2 butcher, what's the difference? The level 2 butcher has some more cards, has 15 cards instead of 12, with the same ratio of B's to A's. And then instead of having Berserker, he has Frenzied Berserker, meaning instead of getting an additional AI card, he gets 2. So he does 3 AI actions per turn. So this could be very bad. And then also has +1 speed and +1 damage. So the fact that he has +1 speed and damage and takes 3 actions instead of just 1, he's going to hit like a truck. Fortunately, his defense, his toughness, which went up 2, is only 12. So I do have the weapons that can wound him, for sure. I just need to kill him as fast as possible because he's going to be very relentless. So I may not be able to go that many rounds with him, is the problem. In a perfect world, I want him to always attack Taken, who is in the tall grass. That way, he has such a high chance of evasion, he can dodge all the attacks. So that's, but we'll see. All right, so let's do it. So because this is a Nemesis encounter and not a hunt, we do go first because we're defending our home, which would count the same as an ambush. So it's the end of the round. It just, we go first because the round always starts with the monster and then goes to the survivor. As far as I know. Okay, so let's do it. So first we're going to go, but the priority token stays, that's what this is, for any indefinite number of rounds. It just means this person is going to be the target until it gets attacked. Then this goes away. So what that also means, technically, is I could have this person standing in the tall grass, actually. That's the other thing. So like I said, it was here. I don't have to do that technically. I could have the grass here. That way this person will be standing in it. That way I have some sort of better chance to potentially dodge some attacks, since I know initially we'll get attacked. Which is also interesting. What I could also do is move this back 1. To move this back 1, down, I could be in range and pick it up. But this person's going to attack. This person's going to do nothing, so maybe I should put the acanthus here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's still right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So I'll do this strategy instead. Just that way I have, this way I can pick this up this turn, just to be safe, and that I'm in the tall grass, so potentially I can dodge an attack, maybe. And as an action, you can also hide in the tall grass so that you're not a threat, but that'll probably more come to play if I start getting people who can't take attacks to hide, if they're like severely wounded or something. But the problem is it takes an action to do so. So that would be better if I had Surge, so I could do multiple actions a turn. Otherwise, I'm sacrificing attacking that round or surviving a blow, right? I really want to get Surge, and I keep missing it. I've gotten a lot of good stuff, but God, I really need to get Surge. That would have been really useful to have during this fight. Hopefully, at least I get it before I do the Kingsman, which is a couple Lantern Years, 2 or 3 from this fight. Okay, so I'm go ahead and use the facilities right now. Since we got the strategy down, you see why I've done certain placement, certain gear loadouts. So just give me a second. Then we'll have a hopefully uninterrupted stream fighting the Butcher. Alright, I'm back, ready to hopefully not get butchered in the fight of butchery. Okay, so again, we go first, so let's do it. So, priority is on Emily. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and attack at an angle, because range 2. And so how you do range is the net outcome is it looks like I can attack on the angle, but in reality, you just count spaces orthogonally. That's how you do reach. So my reach is 2, 1, 2, and that's why I can attack, because I'm orthogonal 1, 2, and I can attack. Whereas if you range 1, you can only attack like this. So that's what it means anyway. Okay, so I want to attack with this person first. So what does that mean? Let me get out my greens. I've always used greens. I just want to keep with the tides. The tides, I don't know. I only have 3 greens. No! 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 There it is. Alright. So we are attacking with the counterweighted axe, which is one of the new weapons that I bought. Because I thought it'd be really appropriate for this fight, and it's an upgrade. Because how you attack now is becoming more of a problem too. Not just trying to do damage, but being able to attack at range and not directly by somebody. Or also with counterweighted axe with the red charm, the fact that I can do true damage and it doesn't matter what your toughness is at all. So this person could have been toughness 20, but if I roll a 5 or better on a wound, or I get a perfect 10 on the hit, I wound regardless. That's really powerful, especially for later fights, I imagine. Okay, so my speed on this weapon is a 4, and I hit on a 6. So let me get this dice back to the main board. So 4 dice, I hit on a 6. And on a natural lantern, it's an automatic wound, and I don't draw a hit location because of red charm. I mean, because of counterweight axe. If I get a perfect hit, I don't draw a hit location, I just wound. Whereas red charm means when I attempt the wound, instead of rolling strength and crap against someone's toughness, instead I just roll a d10 on a 6 or greater, I wound regardless. So right now I'm trying to get perfect lanterns or a 6 or better. So I got a 9, a 7, and a 6. So that's 4 hits. So we got Furious, a lot of stuff. Furious Scrag, Butcher's Mask, Furious Gut, and Furious Breastplate. None of these say First Strike, so I can do it in any order I want. One of them does say Death Blow, but that's only if this is the last blow. So that'd be cool, but it's really cool if that's the final blow, if you manage to do that. Which, if you remember, I actually did it last time. I got a Death Blow, but then I rolled like shit on the reward table against the Butcher. But I did get a Death Blow by that last time I fought him, if you remember. Alright, so I got 2 wound reactions. Butcher's Mask could be really good just because he gets -2 toughness. But Failure is really bad because it has this huge reaction. Because it's hitting the mask. It's devastating or he sees it and he reacts. So I think I'll do it last. That way, in case he reacts, I can then move after the fact. Breastplate, it's actually hard to wound, but it doesn't matter with this person. So I'll do it in this order. Sure. And let's see, is anyone here honorable? Because one of the things that could happen if I wound is he gets knocked down, which means they just hit on a 3+. But if you're honorable, you still can't attack. So Emily has anxiety, which is just a one-time thing. Talkin is always a threat because he has caprolalia. So the only person that's honorable is Joy. But Joy is currently out of range anyway. I could spend survival to daze, which I might still do. I mean, that's true. If I dash, I can actually get in hits in now. That's a good point. Because Joy could actually dash and attack from the side. Whereas this is Talkin. who can't because it's spending a movement. So yeah, would still just pick this up. Okay, sure. We'll still do that. But yeah, Joy I might dash with, actually. I might actually do that, just so I can try to sneak in and get in some hammer swings. Okay, anyway, let's roll for this. So to wound, I have Red Charm. So I just roll the dice, and on a 6+, I wound regardless. It doesn't, again, it doesn't matter what my strength is. It doesn't matter what the toughness is. It doesn't matter. Because I have Red Charm, I'm unstoppable. Armor doesn't faze me. It's just how hard to do the squeeze. So I rolled a 2, so that's a miss. This has a failure. I just can't believe I missed on that. That's amazing. That's amazing. I failed, so he does a basic action against me. Damn it. That's amazing, actually. So the Butcher's basic action is the closest survivor in field of view, which is him. He does an attack, and afterwards it gives me a bleed token if the damage was done. So it's speed 2, accuracy 4, but because I'm in tall grass, it's accuracy 6. Yep. And what else? And he rolls 3 dice, and damage is going to be 2. And that's including the bonuses. So he rolls 3 dice. That's a 5, a 2, and a 4. So that's 3 misses. So he missed everything. Awesome. I'm still in range, so I can still keep attacking. So I can roll again. That's a 6, so that is a wound. Got a wound. Emily does have the option also to crit. And that's actually a good point. If you're doing Red Charm, does that roll still count as toward critting? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, it says instead of rolling as additional wound and having modifiers and stuff, but this is saying instead of all that crap, when you attempt a wound, instead roll a d10. You either fail or you wound. But does that mean I can still crit? I'm going to say I can. I'm just going to say I can. It seems like from this, it just means that strength and armor is not phased. This is just, do I wound with this axe? So I'll still give me the opportunity that if I roll 8 or better, it'll still be a crit. Okay, so we wounded. +2 toughness, doesn't matter. Then he also has Lantern Explosion, but I didn't roll any 10s, so it doesn't matter. Next up, we have Furious Scrag. Rolled a 9, which I'm going to count as a crit and a wound. Because again, this doesn't say... Because it says whenever you roll for wound, you can still get a natural 10. So I'll still play it that way. So I'll count as a wound and a crit. So we got a wound. And then it's also a crit. The Butcher is shocked. This is the only Butcher hit location with a critical wound effect, and thus the only location that can be critically wounded. You may gain the Mighty Strike Fighting Art. Wow. Holy shit. I crit his face with an axe. So let me see. Can this person learn Mighty Strike? Does it say I have to, or you may gain? This person has King Step, Unconscious Fighter that needs 7 bleeds to die, and Timeless Eye, perfect hit on a 9+. I mean, if I have Mighty Strike now, might as well do it, right? What's interesting, I gotta remember, is this also has perfect hit 9+. So that means if I roll actually a 9 or 10 when trying to hit with counterweight axe, that actually counts as a perfect hit. Wow, that's pretty awesome, actually. So I'll get rid of Unconscious Fighter, actually. That might be a bad choice, but Mighty Strike, On a perfect hit, I get +2 to attack. That's true. I don't need strength of this person. Yeah, that's true. So I won't learn it, actually. That's a good point. Just because this person doesn't need strength. And 7 bleeds to die against the Butcher might be a good thing. Okay, but that was still really cool. But I don't want to lose King stuff. Okay, then we do it for the last one. Butcher's Mask, which does have a wound reaction. And that's good to know. That the fact that this card even said that's the only place you can crit, that there's no point in trying to crit on the Butcher. And I did remember that from last time. I just thought he had a couple places to crit. I forgot it was only one. So that's good to know. So I rolled an 8. It has no critical effect, so it doesn't matter. But that is a wound. Again, I don't need the math doesn't matter because this person is has unstoppable, but does have a wound reaction. The blow shocks the Butcher, knocking it off balance. The Butcher staggers, gaining -2 toughness until the end of the round. So everyone else will get -2 toughness to wound it, which is awesome. That means his armor, instead of being a 12, is a 10. So I'll put both of these here. -2 toughness. Cool. So because of that fact, I really want everyone to try wail on him now, just because he's got this weakness. So that is going to change things a little bit, actually. And he's still going to be the priority target because attacking does not remove priority target. It's when you get attacked. Oh, well technically I was attacked, right? Let me look up the rules in this. Is it when he does an AI card it goes away, or when I get attacked, period? Because technically I was attacked by the basic action. So that means it might actually go away. Let me check. Let me see what that means. No, it's only when he does a pick target action. He didn't do pick target. Well, no, he did a basic action, and that is pick target. That's true. That's true. So technically it goes away, unfortunately, already. Which may not necessarily be a bad thing, because if I put somebody here, unless he goes out for somebody else, normally how I'm doing it is the person that, unless it's random, if you're going for the closest threat, will be the closest, the least spaces with the least number of turning. Meaning, if I have tokens go here, will most likely still be the priority targets. Cool. All right, so next up, I'm just going to go ahead and move him. Oh, and Emily gets +1 sanity because was targeted. Okay, goes to 19. Okay, next we're going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and try to pick up this Acanthus. And gets +2 on the roll. Because has antelope shit. So that's an 8 + 2 is a 10, so that's definitely an Acanthus. So, got some super fresh Acanthus. Yeah. That means I didn't do the block, but I think that's a better move because I want the person going forward to be in the front anyway. That's fine. Now it's the farthest you can go unless I dash, which I don't want to. Alright, so that's his move and her move. Alright, so last we got Barrett and Joy. So I think I'll have Joy go first, that way in case he has another reaction. If I get Skullcap Hammer to go, I could reduce the speed. So I think I'll do that next. I could have attacked with Bone Club, but the problem is Bone Club is cumbersome. So I'd have to spend a dash to move here and then attack, and I'm too far away. So might as well just do what I can. Alright, so next we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then Joy's honorable, so I can't attack from behind, but I can still go 1, 2, 3, and spend a dash, just so I can try to get close enough for attack. So I spend 1 dash, spend 1 dash, dash, encourage. I forgot to. Okay, spends 1 survival, goes from 8 to 7. I'm doing good so far. I've already done 3 wounds, and I have to do 16 wounds to him to kill him. So, we're starting off good. Alright, so we're going to attack. 2 attacks with the Skullcap Hammer that has speed 5. Because she's got +3 speed. Just because of different things in the game that I added to her. I was probably from people dying, and then from being born, stats, light and dark trait bonuses. Off the record, like me giving just more stats and mixing up, it's just cool because it gives you more random bonuses to different areas and also adds more spice. The fact that people just have different stats, that's like they're unique and half different things they're good at in different ways. This adds more flavor and a little bit of bonus to potentially get through the game, even though and the game's already super punishing, so it's like it adds more fun to the punishment. And also more strategy. The fact they're like, oh, am I going to give gear to someone who has more strength or more accuracy or more speed? So anyway, it's part of my custom campaign. I do it. I think you should give it a try just because it adds more flavor, more strategy, and it's fun. Okay, so speed 5. Does it make the game a little bit easier? Yes. But the game's still super punishing, so in the long run, it doesn't matter. It's definitely more pros than cons. I'll put it that way. Okay, so 5 dice, and I hit on a 5. Right? 5 on 5. So that's 2 hits. No perfect 10s. And I can attack twice. So I'm attacking with the left one first. Armored Pig Shoulder and Furious Shoulder. So I've been hitting this person's shoulder. So one's super dense, meaning it breaks frail weapons, but I don't think any weapons are frail. Not the hammer, because it's a sturdy bone. It doesn't say I have to do it first, it just means it'll break frail weapons. This one's a reflex regardless, hitting everybody around him. And see, that's one reason why you want to be orthogonally. Of course, in this instance, would hit someone orthogonal. So actually, this reflex, he will hit 2 people, actually. Which sucks, because that means I'll be hit away and won't be able to get in my second attack. Also true. So I'll do it in this order. Okay, so to wound, my strength is a 6 plus 1 is a 7. And then his toughness is 12 minus 2 is 10. And 10 minus 7 is a 3. So I wound on a 3, and I know I can't crit, because he only had 1 crit card, and it's right here in the deck of discarded shit. So I wound on a 3. And I roll 1. Swear to God, man. Swear to God. Okay, try it again. Okay, that's a 9. So at least that's a wound. That's good. Did something. And then he has a reflex. That's important to note. Since I can't crit on anything he does, then you know he's going to do his reflex. Any of his reactions, you know he's going to do. Okay, so reflex, the butcher spins violently, smashing everything around it. All survivors in the zone of death suffer bash and knockback 5. So fortunately, it's not an attack. So it's just he knocks people back. So it's bash and knockback 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And knock down. And this person won't get his second attack because is getting knocked backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But at least I got him wounded, so I did something. Now, did that count as a target? No, it just AoE. Okay. Because if it was a target, then this person would get another insanity. Okay, so that leaves one person left to go. Which is Barrett. Which I'm still in range to attack. And then I'll get +1 speed because Boss Mindy. No. I looked at this incorrectly, actually. The person with Boss Mindy's Joy. This person's Boss Mindy. I did that wrong. That's okay. I think I'll still try to get into attacks, though, while I have opportunity to the bonus to wounding, though. Since I'm rolling some bad rolls. You know, because the -2 to toughness. So I will attack. So that's going to be, what? Speed 3. And I hit on a 5. All misses. 3-1-1, unfortunately. Complete no-go. But we got some wounds. We did 4 wounds. So that's good. Because this guy's going to hit like a truck. So I'm really worried. So I need to kill him as fast as possible. Okay, so it's the Butcher's turn. A few things happen. These go away. People are still knocked down. But they'll get back up this turn because they get back up the end of the monster's next turn, which is this turn. But also, fast target at the beginning of each monster turn, reshuffle the Butcher's hit location deck. So all these cards go back in. So I have to reshuffle. And then he'll draw 3 AI cards, at least. Some of his AI cards tell you to draw another AI card. So it's going to hit me really hard. Really hard. And the toughness goes away because that was only until the end of the round. We've got some licks in. And then also the monster controller changes, so it goes to Barrett, who's the person with the spear. If you want to know what these are, Infectious Lunacy, that just means that every time you take brain damage, you also get a Lunacy token. And if you get 3 Lunacy tokens, you then immediately have Frenzy. What Frenzy does, as a reminder, is it makes it so you can't spend survival for the rest of the round, for the rest of Showdown, but you do get +1 strength and +1 speed, if I recall. As well as 1d5 insanity, if I also recall. So you'll gain insanity, you'll gain speed, you gain strength, but you lose all of your survival. So you have a higher stats for hurting him, but makes yourself really weak. You have no survival. So that means you also can't use survival to dash, right? As well as dodging. So that's why if anyone has extra sense and stuff, I want to blow it now, because I may not be able to blow survival later, and so I may need maximum armor for when I go into the frenzy mode. Whereas before, sometimes I may wait and take a hit. I think I definitely need to spend it regardless, because once you get, because he's also level 2. So if he has something that says you lose insanity equal to the monster's level, then that's going to be 2 damage right there, right? Alright, so right now I'm just shuffling the hit deck, so one more shuffle and then we're... see what he's going to do. I already got rid of 4 cards. I hope I got rid of a lot of A-level cards, but I have no idea. I just know I got rid of a fourth of his capabilities. All right, so he's got a new hit deck. So let's draw for him. So he draws 3 cards. But I think I do it one at a time. So let me do it one at a time. So the first one is Hack. The closest threat facing. There's actually 2 threats, so how do I choose? Technically, both of these are equally close, so I'll roll to determine which one he does. So it'll be odds and even. It's an even, so he's going to go after this person. Which he doesn't have to move, because they're both in front. He just goes like that. So it's speed 2 plus 1, speed 3. Accuracy, it says, is a 4. But, who is that? Talkin has super evasion, has 4 evasion, plus 2, because of this, is 6. 6 plus 4 is a 10, so he has to roll a natural lantern in order to hit. So, oh, he actually did get 1 hit. He got 1 natural lantern. So he's got 1 hit to the hand, which will do 2 damage to the hand. Now again, I'm worried about in Frenzy. So I'm going to go ahead and spend a survival. That way I don't get a bleed either. So I'm just going to spend 1 survival and not worry about it. So 8-7. Whereas, see, if I had a shield, I could have blocked it for free and used no survival. So I really want to possibly do shield going forward and just be in front. Okay, so I've stopped his attack. And I have to also keep count of how many people also dealt damage before I forget. Joy wounded. And Emily wounded. And then also I want to keep track how many people have already spent a dodge. And I'll use the reds. So Talkin already spent 1 dodge. And he has extra sets. That means he can only spent dodge 1 more time this round. Okay, so that was Hack. And then he draws 2 more AI cards. So next card. And I don't have to do the bleed after damage because no damage was taken. Next is Hugh, which is pick target the closest threat facing. So I roll again to see who the target is. It's still going to be Talkin. Speed 1, so it's 2. Accuracy is a 3 plus. And Talkin is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he hits on a 9. That's 2 misses. And his third AI is Wild Carve. Fortunately, these are all B level. Which is really advantageous because if he's putting B cards here, then that means what's remaining might be more A level cards, which I can get rid of when I do damage. So that's actually a good thing. Wild Carve, closest threat facing. Still, it's going to be Talkin. Speed 2, so it's a 3. And it's accuracy 4, so he has to get a natural lantern to hit. So it's all misses. And then afterwards it says, all survivors adjacent to the monster suffer 1 damage to a random hit location and gain 1 bleed token, regardless, because he's just spinning, carving wildly. Hence why it's called Wild Carve. So both of these people get 1 damage to random place, but it's 2 damage because of this, and a bleed token. So each get a bleed. Barrett and Talkin. And then each get 2 damage. 2 to head and 2 to foot. Now, because it's not an attack, you can't dodge it. It just says you take damage. I'll double check the dodge rules, but I believe that's how it is. I don't believe it's whenever you take damage. I believe when it's actually an attack. Because see, like, this was the attack, whereas this is an effect. But I'll check, just to be sure. Because it's like you're dodging an attack, whereas just AoE damage, like, you just get hit, right? If you think about it like playing World of Warcraft or something. You can dodge someone's sword attack. You can't dodge, I'm standing in fire. Yeah, because see, dodge cancels a hit. So before it wounds, you cancel the hit. Whereas this is just, you take damage, so it's just the wound. So there's no hit phase. Okay. So I can't dodge any of this damage. That's how I'm going to roll it. So Talkin takes 2 to foot. So it goes from 5 to a 3. And then Barrett takes 2 to head. It goes from 5 to a 3. Okay. But we lived. Now it's 3. He draws 1 plus 2. So we survived. Awesome. Now it is our turn. And everybody gets back up because it's the end of the monster's turn. Okay, so we need to do as many hits as possible. Since his deck was reshuffled, I have no idea where his trap is. Could be anywhere. Alright. So the first person I want to try to hit with, if I get in range, is obviously Joy, just because to give him -1 speed. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm too far away. I'd have to spend a survival just to get close enough. But then, well, the other problem is I can't hit from behind because I'm honorable. So I have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Still, so I have to spend 1 survival just to get close enough. Or I could just move to here, and then this person can move to here and be at range 1, 2, and then get the bonus from Joy. That is also possible. That way I don't spend a survival. Yeah, I like that. I like that better. We'll do that. So Joy is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And then Barrett's will go 1, 2, 3. And attack. That way I'm orthogonal and can get the bonus. Okay, so we're going to attack. So Barrett's speed is a 3 plus 1 is a 4. I did get a natural lantern, which doesn't mean anything to him. But let's see, I hit on a 5. So that's 1 hit. And we got thick cape. The butcher's cape is decorated with the shriveled, screaming faces of its victims. So I can still wound, but then there's reflex. To wound, it's a 6 plus 1 is a 7. 12 minus 7, that's his toughness as a level 2. 12 minus 7 is a 5, so I wound on a 5. And we rolled a 4. I swear to God. It happens. Alright, so now we got a reflex. The attacker rolls a d10. Got a 3. If the result is greater than their courage, which is true, they suffer brain damage equal to the monster's level. which is 2. So Barrett gets 2 brain damage. So it goes from 4 to a 2, which is important because that means he's no longer insane. So that means we'll not get any future benefit of Boss Mendy unless he gets more insanity back. And because he took 2 brain damage, that means also gets 2 lunacy tokens. So if he takes 1 more brain damage period, he'll get Frenzy. So it kind of doesn't matter about giving him more insanity, because if you get Frenzy, you'll get insanity back. It's more like you don't want to take brain damage period. So does get 2 what did I put on the list? Does get 2 lunacy tokens. So if he gets 1 more, he gets Frenzy, meaning stat bonuses and can't spend any more survival. But I'm saying you can still use this because this isn't spending survival, it's spending this like survival. I don't know if that's right or not because it's kind of nebulous on the exact wording to get confirmation, but that's how I've been playing the game. Okay. Because it's still pretty lunatic to attack someone with Burning Fists, right? Okay, so that was Barrett's attack. So I have 2 more people that can move. I still like the idea of having this person in front, and I can even put my shield up. That way I can survive a blow. So I think I might do that. So that means this person I need to really get back here. So I might have to spend survival to do so. Because it's guaranteed, well, it's a higher chance to wound. Especially since I can actually get a perfect hit on a 9+ with counterweighted axe. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because it actually has movement 6. So actually I don't have to do anything. I can just move right there. That's awesome. And then we'll attack. Speed is 4. And I hit on a 6, but I get a perfect hit on a 9+. So 6+ or 9+. Yes? Yes. Unfortunately, no 9s. And then a 6+, so that's 2 hits. We got Furious Breastplate and Furious Gauntlet. This Furious Breast is hard to wound, but doesn't matter because I'm doing Unstoppable. The other one has a failure penalty, so I'll do that one last. Okay, so again, to wound, I just have to roll a 6 or better. We got a 9, so that's 1 wound. Nothing else happens because I didn't roll a 10. Furious Gauntlet is a 6, which is barely a wound because it's unstoppable, and has a failure condition, but I did not fail. Alright. So far we got 6 wounds, 10 more to go. Doing good. Okay, so lastly we have this guy, Talkin, and I want to be attacked in the grass, and I want to be able to stop as many attacks as possible. So I want to also use the shield. So if he does some sort of swinging action right now, 1 space away, the only 2 people that get hit are these 2. Okay, so I think I'll do that. I'll use the shield. This will be the first time I use the shield, and hopefully it works as I wanted it to. So I'm going to use the shield, and I'll flag it so I know. And then I don't have to worry about this because I've already... Did Barrett successfully wound? I already forgot. Fuck. I really needed to keep better track. Well, he has no proficiency, it doesn't matter. It does anyone with proficiency I want to keep track if they hit so I can level their weapons if they already have a proficiency. But that's true. This person won't gain proficiency because her proficiency is actually the spear, whereas these 2 are clubs. So actually, didn't happen yet either. Anyway. Okay, so yeah, so I'm using the shield, so that's gonna end this turn. Okay, now it is the monster's turn again, and some stuff happens. Monster controller is now going to be Joy. These go away. And then I have to reshuffle the hit deck because I did some hits. And then keep going. So I don't recall how many trap cards are in this deck. I think if, just from experience, which may not be right, is the hit location decks only have one trap, but maybe when you fight harder monsters like the Watcher or maybe there is multiple trap cards. I don't know. But I believe everyone that I fought before, I believe there's only one trap in the deck. It's just the trap can be anywhere in the deck. Which I hope that's how it is, because traps are normally really punishing. So, and the fact that you don't know where it is, you know, you can constantly get traps like I've done before in Screaming Antelope at the top of the deck, and then you constantly get in it anyway. So. Anyway, hope for no traps. All right, so it's Monster's turn. So we did Fast Target, now we do Frenzied Butcher, so he'll have to do 3 AIs at least. The first one is Hack City, which, if you recall, was the card that I played incorrectly, which I will play correctly this time, even though it's probably going to be fatal. But if the target is this person, at least has a high chance to avoid it, because it has super high evasion. So what Hack City does is you roll 3 dice to see if they hit. If any of those hit, then after you do all the damage, you re-roll all 3 dice again. And you keep repeating this until you have a series of 3 dice that you get no hits. So unless you can avoid all of the damage in one series, you'll keep getting it over and over and over again. Whereas before, how I played it was I had 3 different dice, which I rolled independently, and then I just kept re-rolling that one dice over and over again if it hits. But how it's supposed to be played is if any of the series hits, you re-roll the whole series again. Because it says, for each hit, make an additional attack roll. Continue to roll until all attack rolls miss. Of course, I guess that can be interpreted a couple different ways. Let me read that again. Like how I read it on the forums is that's how it's supposed to be played, but let me read it again. So it's speed 4, which is actually going to be speed 5. So I'll roll 5 dice. But it has, with this person, horrible accuracy. For each hit, you roll 5 dice, let's say. For each hit, you make an additional attack roll. That makes sense. So every time you hit, make an additional attack roll every time you hit. But then it says, continue to roll until all attack rolls miss. Roll 5 dice. For each hit, make an additional attack roll. I don't know. See, you can totally interpret it this way, because how I played before is you roll 5 dice, and then for each hit, make an additional attack roll. So I would attack to a miss. Attack to a miss. And then continue to roll until all attack rolls miss. You know what? I'm going to try to look that up again, because honestly, from how I'm reading it, I think how I played it's correct, but I know on the forums people played it differently. They played it the way that I told you how I thought people played. So let me check that again real quick. So give me, sorry about that, a sec. So okay, it's Hack City. Because honestly, like, I understand having something be punishing, but there's no reason to have it that level of punishment. Because it's already super punishing. The fact that you roll so many dice, and then you keep re-rolling. So, let me check. I might house rule it anyway. But let me try to look it up and see what other people say. Hack City, Kingdom Death Monster. Yeah, people are just talking, it's not answering my question. But I saw something on Hack City that someone said nerf. Let me see what that says. Because see, what's not clear is you roll all of the attack dice. And then you keep re-rolling whenever you have a hit. And it'll keep doing additional hits until you don't get any more to get that. But here we go. For each hit, make an additional attack roll. Continue to roll until all attack rolls miss. Okay, here we go. He's asking what I want to ask. Okay. First term is correct, otherwise the word all has no meaning or purpose in the term. You roll 3, you hit 3 times, roll 3 more. Those hit 2 times, roll 2 more. Yeah, no, that's how I'm gonna play it. Because otherwise it's, yeah. So you roll 5 dice, and if any of them hit, let's say these 2 hit, then you re-roll these dice for hits. Then you keep re-rolling for hits until everything is a miss. Okay, that's how we're going to play it. We'll see if we live. And watch, they might all be misses, might be a viewpoint. But anyway, so that's how we're going to play it. Okay, so he's rolling 5 dice because it's +1 speed. Accuracy is a 4. Because of block, I dodged the first attack regardless. And then I have 2 extra cents. And then I also have evasion is a 4 plus 2 is a 6. 6 plus 4 is a 10. So he has to roll a natural lantern in order to hit. And the first natural lantern, I dodge regardless because of the shield. So on this first roll, unless he rolls 2 natural lanterns, I'm going to dodge Hack City. No natural lanterns, completely dodge Hack City. If the target survives Hack City, go to Legendary Alliance. Cool, story event. Awesome. All right. But again, that's only possible because of high evasion, which was partially also because of house ruling. But like I said, this game's already super punishing. By making just a little bit more super punishing, so it's really punishing, you make the game way more fun. Again, because the fact that you can actually slightly have a better chance at getting through, even though it's still just punishing stuff, and you can play with stats, which is fun. Okay, anyway. And like I said, in the future, I'll make a posting somewhere about all of my house rules for my custom campaign, which are all documented on my settlement sheet, but I'll post those somewhere in the future. So Legendary Lungs, 141. We were hiding in the grass, put a shield up. Okay, Legendary Lungs. And since I'm flipping around, when I get back, I'll show you another picture of the Butcher. No, I'll show it to you during the Aftermath. Doesn't matter. I'll show it during the Aftermath. Here's the picture of Legendary Lungs. Because to make the reference, dodging his attacks is kind of like you're underwater, can't breathe. It's like you just hopeless scenario. Legendary Lungs. The sensation of the Butcher's attack is similar to drowning. Desperately, you gasp for air, only to be met with a mouthful of steel. The monster's attacks rain down on you, each blow faster than the last. Despite the attack lasting only a moment, things seem to slow down. You feel numb and isolated, as if trapped in an endless body of water. There is no hope of escape, just a pressure from above on your gasping lungs. As the pounding in your chest intensifies, you recall the even rhythm of the monster's heaving chest. There is a chance you will learn something. So let's see what we learned. We rolled a 6. So it said if I rolled a 4 through 7, if the settlement innovated drums, which I have, the rhythmic pounding in your chest gives you insight. Proceed instead to the 8, 9, 10 result. Holy shit. Cool. Deep breath. It seems crazy, but it makes perfect sense to you. The secret to the monster's attack is its amazing control over its breathing. Despite its anger, the rise and fall of its chest keeps a constant, steady rhythm, even at the height of its brutal fury. Gain the Legendary Lungs secret fighting art and +3 survival. So Talkin goes from 7 to 8, because that's the max. And then learns Legendary Lungs. So it'd be interesting to see what the hell that is. And again, from my Shadow Ritual ability of my settlement, I said that I could share a fighting art, a secret fighting art, but not from a savior, and also a weapon specialization. But every time I get a weapon specialization, that person dies. It's like it's a curse. But, so it means I can share Legendary Lungs. I'll totally do that. Holy crap. This is pretty crazy. Legendary Lungs. For each attack, once per attack, for each successful hit, you can make an additional attack roll. So the question there is it similar to Attack City, or is it just a one-time thing? Again, it's how you read it. Does it mean you could do this ability once per attack? Or does the ability say just once per attack, for any hit, you can make an additional hit? You know what I mean? Is like, is it truly like Hack City or kind of like Hack City? So actually, the fact that this is something I can immediately use, I'm gonna look this up right quick. So I'll add this to his thing, Legendary Lungs, but I'm gonna look it up right quick on how it's played. I think I might house rule it and just say you just get one additional attack once, but let me see. I see confirmation of how it's played. I mean, I know what it says. I just need confirmation of how it reads. Yeah, I think it's one. That's how I'm gonna rule it. It's like Hack City, but weaker. Okay, that's how I'll do it. Cool. So that means it's something I can share. So now people can do a lot of attacks, which is awesome, especially for people that are trying to stun or wound or what have you. It's cool. Okay, so I'm gonna add that to Talkin, who already has 3 fighting arts. Well, no, I don't think secret fighting arts count, or do they? I think I've been playing like they do, so I'll play that. Okay, so he has Extra Sense, Red Fist, and Mighty Strike, so I'll get rid of Mighty Strike and add Legendary Lugs instead. Cool. Very cool. Okay, so learn that. Now he has 2 more AIs. And since I dodged the first attack, the first hit, and there were no hits, I still have my shield. Next one is Screaming, which is a mood, which it's important to note because that means the harp, I can attempt to remove a mood. But on the other hand, if I don't remove a mood, it counts as a free hit because a mood is an AI card that's in play and you only count remaining wounds from the AI deck. Okay, Screaming. When Screaming comes into play, all non-death survivors suffer 1 brain damage per monster level. This is really bad because that means everyone will be close to Frenzy and this person will immediately get Frenzy. Oh, that's why it's bad. Because if I don't remove it, then every turn, everybody will get brain damage. And then if you get brain damage, you get Lunacy, and then you get Frenzy. That's the problem. Okay. So it says, when Screaming comes into play, all non-death survivors suffer 1 brain damage per monster level. So everyone gets 2 brain damage and 2 Lunacy. So this person gets 2 Lunacy and is now Frenzy. I don't have enough tokens, so I'll just... Doesn't matter because this person's got Lunacy now anyway. So we got 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I'll just say activate. Okay, then everyone takes 2 brain damage. So this goes, Insanity goes to 0. 19 goes to 17. 6, I'm sorry, not 6. 10 goes to 8. And 12 goes to 10. And then this person gains Frenzy. So to make it more visible, I'll do something else to show it, because this I may miscount and mislook at. So what's something that looks like if something gets Frenzy? Maybe I'll just put the tokens there on top is what I'll do. So this person gets +1 speed and +1 strength. Another speed token somewhere. Speed token, don't see a speed token. So now he gets +1 speed and +1 strength, but cannot spend survival. So I'll mark that right now. So Barrett cannot spend any more survival, but could still spend this. and does get +1 strength, and so I can spend this like Red Fist also. And gets +1 speed. And gets also gets, I believe it's 1d5 insanity. Yeah, Frenzy. Gain 1d5 insanity, a speed token and strength token. You ignore slow. You may not spend survival. You may not use fighting arts. You may not use weapon specialization or weapon mastery, and can be gained multiple times. Oh, interesting. And every time you get 3 lunacy tokens, you remove all of them and get frenzy. So anyone that has frenzy, you remove lunacy, but then you can gain more lunacy to gain more frenzy. So once you have actually no, once you get frenzy the first time, can't spend survival, at that point you might as well just keep gaining frenzy, because they'll give you the ability with the increased strength and speed to kill the butcher as fast as possible. So actually, screaming might actually be a good thing. Because if people are doomed to get it, then I might as well just spend everything I can possibly do to just do it. You know what I mean? It's an idea, anyway. Not being able to spend survival, though, is super dangerous. But it's interesting, you can get it multiple times. So this person has no lunacy tokens, but can get more. And then it says stuff happens at the start of the butcher's turn, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so now he draws one more AI card, which is Lantern Hunger. I don't think we've seen that one before. I've seen it last campaign, but not this campaign. The butcher disappears in a flash of light, reforming from the glow of a survivor's lantern. Target the farthest survivor, and the target is doomed to can't spend survival. So the farthest would be the person that has to move the most, which would be here. And then he has to turn. But when he turns, this person, if he's turning this way, would see this person last. So I'm going to say then would target this person, because he has to move the most. Well, no, he turns. No, because he would turn first. So I'll roll. I'll do odds, evens. Oh, odds. So he's targeting the person with frenzy, actually. Who's doomed, but is already doomed. Can't spend survival, right? But remember, I can spend strength tokens. Place the butcher in an unoccupied space adjacent to the target. And then it's speed 5, accuracy 4, damage 2, and then after damage, we'll target that person again. So it's, I'm sorry, it's speed 4, but +1, speed 5. So 5, speed 5. And no survival. This could hurt pretty bad. But he also hits on a 4. So that's 2 misses, so it's 3 hits. So he'll do 2 damage to the head twice and to the foot once. And I'm doomed, it can't spend survival. But I do have strength tokens, which I say I could spend like survival. It just says I can't spend survival. I'm not spending survival, I'm spending this. Haha. Which I said could be ruled different ways because it's not crystal clear in the rules, but this is how I've been playing. So he's going to hit my head twice and foot once. And then after damage, it will become a target. Okay. So this person has extra sense, which allows me to do the dodge action twice. So I'll have the foot go through, so that's 2 damage to the foot. And then I'll stop all of the head damage because I'm paranoid. But that means I'll use strength tokens. So maybe I'll spend 1 token, and I'll let the head go from 3 to 1, and then I'll stop the other damage with a strength token that I got. That's what I'll do. Okay. And then after damage gets priority target, will be attacked regardless next time. Alright, so now it's our turn. So we know there's 2 AI cards in the discard deck. Actually, you know what? I'll put this here. That way. No, I'll keep it. Okay. So I know regardless he's going to attack this person. Okay. The question is, do I want to try to get rid of Screaming or not? Because the fact that he's Screaming's out means that everyone is going to keep getting free speed tokens, free strength tokens. I'll lose all of my ability to spend survival, but if every time I gain lunacy every other round, I'll get 1 strength token, I can spend it like survival. So I think I'm actually just going to let it happen. I think I'm just going to embrace the crazy and just go to town on this fucker. That's what I think I'm going to do. Because technically, if I include Screaming, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that means he already has 7 damage. So I have to do 9 more damage, right? Yeah. So I think I'm just going to let it happen. Because this is one of my best damage dealers. And if I do Whisker Harp, there's only a 50% chance I'll even work. So I might waste a turn trying to do it, and I might still fail. So I'm just going to go. Yeah. Because no one's going to die from insanity. Because you'll get more insanity. I mean, the only person that may die from insanity is actually Barrett. Oh, I never rolled a 1d5. He should have more insanity. My bad. 7 divided by 2, round up. So he gains 4 insanity. So no one's going to die from insanity. It's just people might die because they can't protect themselves because of a... Token was targeted. But it wasn't targeted. Actually, it was targeted. So Token gets 1 insanity. It goes from 8 to 9, actually. Alright. Yeah, so I'm just going to ignore it. Just because this may actually be a good thing. But Screamed will also by default go away if someone dies. Yeah, I'm just going to let it happen. Let's just keep wailing on this guy. Okay, so... I can move this guy here to get the bonus from the speed. I can move this guy here to get the bonus from the speed. So I can have 2 people get this... Wait, 2 people I can have get her speed bonus by being adjacent to her. Yeah. And actually, if this guy gains another speed, wastes a dash, can be also adjacent. So I can have 3 people get a speed bonus. No, because he can't be behind her. Yeah, it's only 2. Yeah, fuck it. Actually, if this guy attacks directly behind him, get +1, but I'm just afraid he's going to swing and hit everyone around him. And I can have this person hiding in the grass anyway. Ooh, that's also true. I could have, since I know he's going to be targeted, hide in the grass purposefully. Ooh, that's also very interesting. Yes. Yeah, actually. I could have her hide in the grass, him go in the grass and get the bonus, him be here and also get the bonus. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So she's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She won't be able to attack, though, because I can't be behind an attack. Because of honorable. That is true. Well, yeah, because I want to swing at her, at him. Okay, how about this? We'll split the difference. She'll go 1, 2, 3 to be along the side. That's what we'll do. And then we'll attack. Her attack is speed 5, and I can attack twice. So attack with the first weapon, speed 5. Alright, so I hit on a 5. And I got a natural lantern. Yeah, that means he gets -1 speed until the end of his next turn. Fantastic. That is huge. Okay, so it gets -1 speed. And then I hit on a 5+, so that's 3 hits. Which is a trap, so unfortunately it's no hits. So it doesn't matter. Overpower is an example what the card looks like. Don't worry about trying to read because I read it to you. But actually, this did come out pretty good. The Butcher explodes in a burst of ferocity. Zone of Malice is anyone in the square around him, which is 3 of the 4 people. The attacker is doomed. All survivors in the Zone of Malice gain 1 bleed token and knockback 5, first of all. These two don't matter. 1 bleed and knockback 5. So everyone except this guy gets a bleed. So 2 bleeds, 2 bleeds, 1 bleed. Okay. And then those 3 also get knockback 5, which really sucks because that means since they get knocked back, that means they also can't attack. So that really sucks. That really sucks, actually. Knockback 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that really sucks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the only person can now still attack is this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. And then a basic attack against the attacker. The attacker was her. So he's going to do a basic attack. So he's going to go... Speed is +1, -1, so that negates. So it's speed 2. And she's got no evasion. And it's going to hit on a 4+. A 9 and a 3, so it's 1 hit. So that's, 2 damage to the waist, and it's doomed. So it cannot spend survival. 2 damage to the waist. So the waist goes from 3 to a 1. And then also gain a bleed token. So she has 2 bleeds. So a lot of people have 2 bleeds. Okay. So that sucked. And this gets reshuffled immediately. And then I have 1 person left to go. Hopefully get some more hits in. Okay, so it got reshuffled because of the trap. Now we have 1 person left to go. We're doing good. We're doing good. It just, you know, it's one of those things that kind of like if you ever played Pandemic, is once it starts going bad, it's really a problem because then it just gets exponential. So I need to really get as close to killing him as possible before worst case scenario somebody dies, because he'll get a bonus, which then also makes it worse. And then it's hard for me to get in hits, which, you know, is worse. Okay. I have 1 more person. And I'll have to look at the rules too, to see if you're the priority target, but you're out of range, would it still pursue you? I'll have to look that up when we get to his turn. Okay, anyway. Yeah, with Dreaded Trophies, every time somebody dies, he keeps getting more and more powerful, which is just keeps getting worse and worse. So you definitely don't want people to die during this fight, because then it makes it easier for him to kill people. He gets hungry for blood. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can move 6. I'm definitely in range that I can attack him for sure. So I'll get far away from him. But I know if he moves, he might trample me too, is another problem. Because the closest way he would move, the shortest distance, is he would move this direction to her, who's the priority target. So, meaning I don't want to be in his path of destruction. So instead, but I'll be close. Maybe I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll move to here and attack from the side. I wanted to attack farther away because, well, maybe I can still do that. Yeah, I could attack from here instead. I just want to be far enough away in case he spins again. I'm not right in his gruff. Okay, so I'll move there and attack. Speed is 4. And I hit on a 6. Hit on a 6 and perfect hit on a 9. Wait, how many dice? 4. 4 dice. I either want a 6 or a 9. So I have a 9 and a 10. And then an 8. That's a miss. So what does that mean? That means I got 2 perfect hits and 1 regular hit. The perfect hits, I don't draw a hit location, I just suffer 1 wound. So these, I don't draw hits at all. It just goes straight to a wound. So I go 1, 2. So that's huge, because not only is it a free wound, without having to, doesn't matter what the toughness is, but also the fact that you don't risk drawing a trap card or reaction or something stupid. So that was huge. Huge. And that's 1 hit, which is Armored Pig Shoulder, which is super dense, meaning if something's frail, which it's not. So now I just need a 6 or better to wound. That's a 9, so that is another wound. Very good. I'm glad I decided to go with that weapon instead of the knives, because you could be farther away, and it's a guaranteed wound, as opposed to I could get hit with a reaction and have to overcome toughness. So that was a better choice. So he only has 5 AI cards left, 2 of which are A level cards, and this will be reshuffled. So I have to do 6 more damage. But that was a really good attack. That was good. That was good. And made up for the fact that everyone got blasted away. So that was really good, actually. That was good. And he will have -1 speed, so it'll negate his bonus of speed till the end of his next turn. So at least I'll have that going for me too. But there's a high chance that everyone's going to get Frenzy next round, I would say. Okay, so here's his AI deck. It's his turn, so the next person will be Emily. I'm sorry, that's a she. So it's his turn. I need to shuffle the hit deck. And then he's going to draw 3 cards, 2 of the 5 which are A level cards. It's like, oh man, he really needs to die. Because now he's just cycling and repeating A level cards. One of them, if I recall, is Hack City. So this is actually really bad. Because if he does Hack City on somebody that doesn't have high evasion, he's probably going to die. Even with how I play. So it's going to be a lot of hits. Because he's going to roll 4 dice. And if either of them hit, you keep rolling those hits until they don't hit anymore. So it's going to be a lot of damage. Okay, so he has a new hit deck. At the start of the Butcher's turn, all non-death survival suffer 1 brain damage per monster level. So everyone gets 2 brain damage, and now everybody is frenzied. So, what does that mean? That means first of all, everyone takes 2 brain damage. So this goes from 4 to 2. This goes from 17 to 15. This goes from 9 to 7. This goes from 10 to 8. And then everyone gains 2 lunacy tokens, but then everyone then loses them because they gain frenzy. So this guy gets 2 more lunacy, but these 2 come off. Now, these 3 people will get 1 more speed and 1 more strength. Where are the tokens? Where are tokens? I don't think I have enough strength tokens. Let's see. I need to find 3 strength tokens. 1, 2. Alright. So, +1 strength, +1 strength, +1 strength, +1 speed, +1 speed, +1 speed. No one can spend survival, which means also that no one can dash. So that's also important. And then these 3 also gain 1d5 insanity. Joy gains 3. Actually, I'll do all the rolls first, because I might lose track. Okay. Joy gains 3, because I divide it in 2 round up. Goes to 11. Taka gains 5, goes from 7 to 12. And Emily gets 3, goes from 15 to 18. So everyone has insanity for protection, but now no one can spend survival. And everyone has stat bonuses. So, well, boom. And now he draws 3 cards. The first one is Hack. So let me look up priority target again. Because like I said, someone's priority target, but what if someone's out of range? What does that mean? So let me look that up. Because the target is going to be him by default. because he has the priority target. Because I don't believe it goes away when you're targeted. I think it goes away when you're attacked. But if you're too far away, you're not attacked. So let me double jiggy. When a survivor gains a priority target token, they have captured the monster's attention. Only one survivor may have priority target token at a time. Whenever a monster performs a pick target action, the survivor priority target token will always be picked. The priority target token is removed when the survivor with the token is picked. Another survivor gains the priority target token, or an effect gains the priority token. So, okay, so it's when you're picked. Okay. Okay. So the target is her, but his movement is 5. So this doesn't say if there's no target. This says, I'm still not sold. Let me go to the very front of the book and see if it gives a simple answer on that. Oh, no? So he could totally have a turn that you pick a target, move toward that person, and be out of range. Because it's a different step. So first you pick the target. Picked. Next you move and then attack. This guy, he's going to move, but he's be too far away to attack. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, turn, but be too far away. So that's this turn. Boom. Next card. And now no longer a priority. So he just moved toward. Next card. Wild Carve. The closest threat that it's facing. Facing is forward. So he is going to target him. The model's a her, but it's actually a him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So is in range for this attack. And it's speed 2 because the tokens counteract. That's a 9 and a 4. Does it have any evasion? No. So that's 2 hits. That's 2 damage to head and 2 to chest. So it takes heavy damage to the head, 2 to head, and then 2 to chest. 4 to 2. Heavy damage would be knocked down, but it's already knocked down. And then gains a bleed token. Is that 3? And then all survivors adjacent to the monster suffer 1 damage to a random hit location and gain a bleed. But that's damage plus 1, so it'd be 2 damage. Two more damage to the waist. So this goes from 5 to a 3. And then gains a bleed token. So is that 4 bleeds? So if Barrett gets 1 more bleed token, he's gonna die. Just by bleeds. So I need to cure bleeds on him. So I need to have this guy needs to get over to her to heal bleeds. The problem is he can't because you can't. He has to dash. So that means he has to burn speed. He has to burn a strength token to spend a dash to get over there, which I'm saying he can do. So he needs to get over there to heal some bleeds. If makes it through this onslaught. 1 more card to do, which is Lantern Hunger. The Butcher disappears in a flash of light, reforming from the glow of a survivor's lantern. Doomed means you can't spend survival. Doesn't mean you can't spend strength tokens. So that's like that. Just I don't know if that's just because like I said, the rules are not clear, or just because I'm house rolling because it makes like not super punishing to just really punishing and still fun. But that's how I'm playing the game. Okay, so target the farthest survivor, and the target is doomed. Can't spend survival. So I'm counting as you can't spend survival. Well, I'm not spending survival. I'm doing a survival action, but I'm not spending survival. Okay. The farthest survivor, I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's targeting this guy. So he disappears and then reappears like out of my lantern that I'm carrying. I'll say behind. That'd be cool. The target is doomed. Place the butcher in an unoccupied space adjacent to the target. And then it's speed 4. And it hits on a 4. Has no evasion. Hits on a 4. So that's 4 hits. And just so you know, this is a level card, this third one. So it's, regardless, this person will be the party target, unless dies. And then it's 2 damage to head, another 2 to head, 2 to hand, 2 to chest. I can't spend survival, but I can spend strength, which I have 2 tokens. But this person does not have extra sense, so I can only do the dodge action once though. But I am being targeted, but I might have forgotten to move this. I think now it's Barrett actually. He was targeted, so I'll say gains 1 insanity, so it goes from 2 to 3. I think I've been forgetting to move this once. Anyway, we'll continue. Okay, so what's happening? So we got 4 damage coming to the head. Okay, so I'll take the 2 to the hand. I'll take the 2 to the chest. I'll take 2 to the head to knock at the 2. And then I'll cancel the last damage with a strength token. But some damage did get through. After damage gains a priority target token. Boom. Which did. Alright, so that's the 3 actions. He's got 5 AI cards left. Now it's our turn. These people were knocked down at the end of last turn, so they all come back up. Now we gotta wail on this guy. No one has survival. I have plus strength tokens, but I'll only get it back if I gain more lunacy, and I'm only gonna get. It'll take 2 rounds for people to get another strength token, so gotta keep at it. But I have to remember that everyone now has +1 speed tokens, which is cool. Okay, so he's got a whale. So Joy is the one that also has Boss Mindy. It'd be cool if I could get Boss Mindy to go off as well. So I think I'll have her attack first from here, so I can get Boss Mindy going, because I can attack at an angle. But then if he reactions, he'll get hit also. So maybe I shouldn't do that. Everyone has +1 speed anyway. I shouldn't do that. That's just putting at risk. What was she here? Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And attack from here. Okay, so I'm using the counterweight axe, which is speed 4, but I get a +1 speed, so it's 5 speed. We got a natural 10 and a 9, so these are perfect hits because I have Timeless Eye. And that's so good, I should share that with other people. That's a really cool ability. I gotta make sure to share that next lantern year. That's really good. Especially when you're using Unstoppable or you're trying to get Skullcap Hammer to go off. That's actually really good. So anyway, I have 2 perfect hits and 3 misses. So because I have perfect hits, that means it's 2 free wounds. I don't even look at a card. So 1, 2. That's pretty awesome. That's really good, man. Fuck. And actually, that wasn't from Unstoppable. That's from just a Counterweight Axe's ability. Red Charm is what allows me to, I don't care about toughness, but I see the hit cards. But Counterweight Axe, do not draw a hit location, monster suffers 1 wound. That's awesome. That's actually so awesome. That may be good just to have in multiple people. Like, get rid of the King Spear and give a Counterweight Axe. I mean, seriously, God. Because, like, even if I don't have Red Charm, if I have Counterweight Axe and have Timeless Eye, that's really fucking good, man. Good to know. All right, so he only has 4 hit points left. He's got 3 cards, which I'll go ahead and shuffle because if I do any damage, he'll draw. So that means whenever it's his turn, he's now going to do all of these abilities. The good news is that means I got rid of Wild Carve. That's the good news. Won't see that again. Okay, so now people just, I just need to get in there. So if I need to spend a dash, I don't care. He's close to death. Let's just seal the deal. Let's just fucking get it done. Get it done. And people can't spend a dash because they can spend a strength token, which everybody technically has, at least 1. So if I just get in there. But I want to be at range because if he counterattacks, that could be really bad too. So, and I know he's going to attack this person. So next attack I'll do is 1, 2, 3. And I'll go ahead and attack from here. Okay, so her profile is speed 5 plus 1 is speed 6. I got 6 dice. And I hit on a 5. Right? Yes. That goes away because that was one to end of Monta's turn. No lanterns. Does not have Timeless Eye. But then I can hit 5 plus. So I got 2 hits. See, this was a 9, so that person had Timeless Eye, that would have been a daze. See, you know what I mean? Anyway, 2 hits. Thick Cape and Furious Bellow. Both have reflexes. The other reflex is knocked down, and I want to do damage, so I'll just do it in this order. Okay, so to wound, strength is 6 plus 2 is a 7. 12 minus 7 is a 5, so I wound on a 5. Wound on a 5. That's 9, so that's a wound. And then it reflexes. The Butcher's Cape is decorated with the shriveled, screaming face of its victims. The attacker rolls a d10. It's a 9. If the result is greater than the courage, they suffer brain damage equal to Monta's level. Well, obviously it does not have over 9 courage, so gets 2 brain damage. So it goes from 11 to a 9, and then because I get 2 brain damage, I gain 2 lunacy tokens. Okay. Next one is a 6. So that's another wound. Because all I needed was a 5 or better. And then there's another reflex. The Butcher unleashes a deep guttural roar. Unless the attacker is deaf or has 3 plus courage, they suffer brain damage equal to Monta's level and knockdown. So 2 more brain damage. So it goes from a a 9 to a 7, and then becomes frenzied again. So gets another speed, another strength, and another 1d5. So it gets 3. So it goes 7 to 10. And I already couldn't spend survival, so now I'm just getting more and more powerful, right? So now I have 2 more strength. So that's like the Butcher gives you the ability to kill him faster, and he kills everybody fast. So you want to hit him as hard as you can. And now I have another attack, because I can attack my other weapon. So I use my other hammer, which now is faster. Now I roll 7 dice. Which hopefully I roll a natural lantern. That's what I need. No natural lanterns, but see, look, I did roll 9. If I had Timeless, what's it called? Timeless Eye, that would have been a natural lantern. But how many hits? I hit on a 5. So that's 5 hits, which could be bad because if you draw too many hits, then you have a higher chance of getting a trap card. Because you're milling through the deck. I mean, it's also possible you draw a trap card as the first card you draw. I'm just saying, you know. So I did draw a trap, overpower, so none of these matter. So he's going to hit everyone adjacent to him, which is only her. So she gets 1 bleed token at 3 bleeds. And knockback 5. 1, 2. I have to see if I get collision, if I get knocked down, if I hit the end of the board. I honestly do not remember. And then he does a basic action. Actually, I don't know. I don't know, actually. If I hit the end of the board, do I collide? I mean, that is collision. It's collision with the board. I'm assuming so. Let me check. So many things to check. It doesn't say, actually. It says if I collide into terrain or collide with another person. Let me check the survivor section or the monster section to see what it says. Because technically I'm colliding with the end of the board. So I would actually house rule that it is collision. Because that's why I stopped moving, because I hit the end of the board. You know what? It doesn't say, but that's how I'm going to house rule it. Because I'm saying this is the boundary, so I'm going to try it as a collision. That's how we're going to play it. Okay. And now he does basic action. And the attacker is doomed. Can't spend survival, but I couldn't spend survival anyway. So he goes, rah. Okay, basic attack is speed 3. And does she have any evasion? No. Hits on a 4+, so that's 2 hits. Uh, 2 damage to foot and 2 to hand. 2 to foot goes to 0. 2 to hand goes to 0. Still kicking. And then after damage, anything? Gain a bleed token. So she's at 4 bleeds. If she gets 1 more bleed, she's going to die. If Barrett gets one more bleed, he's gonna die. So people are bleeding, so it's pretty bad. And Overpower then technically holds bleeds. So no one else who attacks in close can attack him for the rest of the game. Because if they're next to him and he doesn't Overpower or basic action, they're gonna die. So, which also means that if I attack him again this round, he may react and hit her and she could die. You know what I mean? So, not good. Not good, not good. Okay, so I'm going to shuffle the hit deck, and then I have 2 more people that can take actions. But he's almost dead. He only has 1 card left. If he takes 2 damage, he dies. So, gotta get in there. I gotta get in there before people bleed out. So I have 2 people that are bleeding out. And I know whenever people wailing at him, he likes to spin with his blades, so no one can be in close. And that's one of the good things about having long weapons. See, if I had people with long weapons and arrows only, no one would get hit from his reaction. Okay. Okay, so I have to cure bleeds, and I got to hit at range. See, the problem right now is if you hit at range, you want to make sure no one's in range when he spins. So right now, even if people are at range, she could still die because she's got so many bleeds. He can cure bleeds, and he can move with a dash 10 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's the farthest he can go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So he's not even close enough that he can cure any bleeds at all. I can cure bleeds on Barrett if they meet in the middle. I can at least do that. I think I will do that. The good news is I know the next party target regardless is going to be Barrett on Emily because she has a priority target. So at least that's one good thing. But I wonder, does the priority target go away if for some reason he attacks somebody else? Let me read that again. As far as what changes. No, it's only once targeted. So I know he's gonna go after this guy. Okay, so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Spend a dash, which is where? We'll spend a strength token, sure. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Spend a dash. Spend a strength token. And for an action, I'll heal bleeds. So I'll heal 2 bleeds from Barrett. So right now, the person that most at risk of bleeding out is her. I have someone with no bleeds, 2 bleeds, 2 bleeds, and 4. You need 5 bleeds to bleed out, unless you have unconscious fighter that you need 7 bleeds, which is only this person right now. The person who's going to get attacked next. Okay, so that's all for moves. So now it's the monster's turn. the first thing the monster does is scream. So everyone takes 2 brain damage. It gets 2 lunacy. So we go, I'll do the damage first. So we go from 3 to 1, 18 to 16, 12 to 10, and 10 to 8. Everyone gets 2 lunacy. 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2. And this person gets frenzy again. So it gets another speed token and another strength token. How many speed tokens left? Or am I just going to proxy a speed token? You know what? I'll just proxy a speed token. Oh, here's one. And then it gets 1d5 insanity. Natural 10, so it gets 5. So it goes from 1 to 6. Okay. And then he takes his turn. Now he does 3 AI actions, but he only has 1 AI card. That means he does this card 3 times. That's what it means. You're a kitty. You're no kitty. You're no kitty. I'm almost done, little buddy. Okay, which I hope is not really bad. It's not too bad. Wild card, because he can do this 3 times. So so first he targets, but his target, as you know, is going to be her regardless. That goes away. So it's speed 2 plus 1. Oh, I'm being attacked by a kitty. In real life. It's 3 hits. 2 damage per hit. 2 to foot, chest, and hand. 2 to foot, so it goes 4 to 2. 2 to chest, goes to 0. 2 to hand, goes to 0. And then, after damage, gains a bleed. And then all survivors adjacent to the monster suffer 1 damage to a random and gain another bleed. 2 to chest. So that's heavy damage to chest. So is newly knocked down. Will be knocked down for a while. Alright, now he does Wild Carve again. The closest threat facing. So he's going to do Wild Carve 3 times to this guy. So that might be fatal, actually. Might be. Just might be. Actually, no. The closest threat facing. He's not a threat because you're not a threat when you're knocked down. That is true. The closest threat facing would actually be this person. So 1, 2, 3. So it goes raw, comes up here. That's right, because when you're knocked down, you are... Wait, why is he knocked down? You're not knocked down. They suffer 1 damage to 2 damage and then gain a bleed. Why did I say knocked down? He's not knocked down. Right? Why did I say that? He took damage. Oh, because he took heavy damage to chest. That's why he fell down. That's because so much damage he fell. Got it. Okay, so attacking Barrett. That's needs a 4+, so it's 3 misses. And then he's gonna do Wild Carve again, attack him again for his last move. That's 2 hits. That'll be 2 damage to head and 2 to chest. 2 to head's gonna be fatal, so we'll spend a strength token. And then 2 to chest will go to 0. Okay, so that's it for the attacks. This person's still knocked down. This person gets up. Now we really got to seal the deal. 2 damage left. He has to die. Wild Carve is really bad in terms of bleeds. Super bad. Super bad. And Joy needs to be healed of bleeds too. Joy's back here. So I need to heal Joy. No one with close, that has to be in close range attack. So the rest of the attacks have to be with these 2 people. So I probably want to spend a survival to pick him up, if possible. If anyone has a strength token, they can use an action. Okay, so this one is going to go 1. Of course, I could still do the adjacency bonus to have bonus speed. That I could still do. So I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. End my turn. Right? And then I can go 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm being attacked by a kitty. And heal 2 bleeds. You are a kitty. Still kicking. You. Get attacked by a kitty. Now this person's got to get in close enough to do damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he can hit anyone adjacent by 1, 2 on diagonal, so I want to make sure I'm 2 spaces away. So this one can go 1, 2, 3, 4 in attack. I'll do that first. Everyone's a safe distance from his wrath of spinning. And everyone at least has no more than 2 bleeds, so they're safe as far as that goes. Okay, so her attack, or his attack profile, it looks like a she, but it's a he, is speed 3 plus 2 speed tokens, so it's speed 5, and hits on a 5. That's 1 hit, got an 8. Furious Shoulder has reaction Zone of Death. See, that's why I'm glad. It's a good thing I'm not in a Zone of Death. To wound is 6, and I got rid of speed, strength tokens in order to do actions. So it's just a 6. 12 minus 6 is 6. So I wound on a 6. That's a natural 10. Which would have been in crit, but there's no crit ability. So that's 1 wound. So he has no AI cards left. You're a kitty. I'll be with you in a second, buddy. I'm doing something. You good boy. Reflex. The butcher spins violently, smashing everything around it. No one's in range. No problem. That was a good move. So I just have to do 1 more damage. 1 more damage. 1 more damage. The problem is I forgot this guy was knocked down. So, say Livy. So he's still knocked down. It's the end of everyone else's turn. The butcher, first thing he does is screaming. So everyone takes 2 brain damage, and then frenzy stuff is probably gonna happen. So we go from 6 to 4. 16 to 14, 10 to 8. What you doing? Get down, you little kid. And 8 to 6. Once controller goes to there. You're a good boy. You're a good boy. I'm just still doing something. You're a good boy. What you doing? Okay, now we distribute tokens. These 3 become frenzy again. This person gets 2. These 3 become frenzy again. So, I'll go ahead and calculate the insanity. Then I'll get the tokens. So 4, 6 to 10, 5. So go from 8 to 13. Then Emily, 3, goes from 14 to 17. And then these 3 get additional tokens. And no, get down. Stop. Do that. My kitty wants to play with me, but I'm almost done. Go get you. Go get you. He wants to play. So they get strength tokens. And then I need 3 more speed tokens, but I think I ran out. So I'm just going to do a proxy. I'll just double up. So I'll say 2, 2, 2. So people are getting more and more insane. Ah! And people are barely still alive. I have people with hardly any armor left. Hardly any survival, or what they could spend as survival. Half bleeds. It's a bloody mess. Okay, so now he has no AI cards. So like that, then I guess he takes. It says it said if you can't draw an AI card, you do a basic action. So since I can't draw an AI card 3 times, I'm gonna say he does 3 basic actions. That's what I'll do. That may or may not be right, but I remember if you don't have an AI card, you do a basic action instead. It says draw an AI card, you can't do it. So I'm gonna say he does 3 basic actions. He's really hurt. He can't think, so he's just swinging. He's completely disoriented because he's bleeding out so much. So the closest survivor in field of view, which there's a tie, these 2. So I will roll. Odds, evens. It's an even, so he's going to attack this guy. And since in field of view, unless he gets knocked down, he's going to attack him 3 times. So it's speed 3. Which, fortunately, that dude is, I'll say one with the shield, but he's not using shield for his action. He did bandages. But he's the person with the most evasion. So, his accuracy is a 4, but I add 4, so he hits on an 8+. So that's 1 hit. 2 damage to chest. And gains insanity because it was targeted, so that goes to 14. 2 damage to chest. That go to 3. After damage, get a bleed token. Cool. And then he'll do this. Every time I do it, I'll put down a red. So this is attempt number 2. So he's gonna target again. Well, actually, no. Now we have 2 people tied for closest. Actually, so I'll roll again. That's actually not true. So, odds, evens. So he's gonna now target this person. So that'll be speed 3. 2 hits. That's 4 damage to the head. That could be really bad. So this person has extra sense. And I don't want to get any bleed tokens at all, so I'm going to spend 2 strength tokens to do extra sense. So I dodge twice. Okay. Stop all the damage. And then for his last attack, he's going to target someone again. Odds, evens. This time he's going to target our tank. It's speed 3. Hits on an 8+. 1 hit. 2 damage to the chest. And target, so it goes from 14 to 15 insanity. 2 damage to chest. I'll spend a strength token to get to dodge it. But can I? Have I already dodged? No, I don't think I can. Do I have extra sense? I do. I do have extra sense. Great. So I'll do that. Great. Alright, so we survived all 3 attacks. Now it's our turn. Everybody's up. Seal the deal. But again, like I was saying, I could still draw a trap card, so I don't want anyone to be adjacent to this fucker. So I want to have Taken probably just heal himself and get the fuck out of there. So he'll go hide here and heal 2 bleeds for his turn, because he's got bandages. So everyone is at 2 or less. She needs to get out of the way. So she'll like go over here, get out of the way. But she could be adjacent to someone who's going to attack anyway. That way they have another speed. You know, might as well. No, because I want to barely hit. I don't want to accidentally draw a trap. No, I'm not going to chance that. She'll just get out of there. I'll attack from... Can you attack from behind? Yeah. I'll attack from behind. I'll do the true damage first. So I'll attack from the front. Of course, I guess I could have attacked from the side. No, I'll attack from the front. That's good. So he's going to attack. That's going to be speed 4, and then he's got 2 speed tokens, so it's speed 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we got a natural lantern, so that's a perfect hit with the counterweight axe. So that's the final blow. We killed the butcher. He's got no AI cards. That was the last hit. Boom. He is dead. We got him. He did a lot of damage, a lot of bleeds. Everyone's super frenzied, but we got him. We lived. Everybody lived. Awesome. Cool. So what does that mean? The first thing I'm going to do is roll to pick up this remaining stuff, because that's one of the house rules that I did. And I used people that give the bonuses to do so. So I'll have Barrett pick up everything, just because if I happen to get the bug that gives me insanity immediately, he'll get insanity. So I'll do that. So Barrett, is this guy, so he'll pick up everything. So go for this one. Six plus 2 is an 8. I get an acanthus. Next one. 6 plus 2 is an 8. I get another acanthus. Next one. 6 plus 2 is an 8. Oh my god. It's amazing. Is it because I keep rolling exactly the same way? Possibly. It's like I rolled 3 6s 3 times in a row. 10. That's another acanthus. I can't remember if I removed one or not before I did that, so I'll just do that. I may not have any left to pick up. I don't see any in here. 1, 2, 3. I think I have all the acanthus I can pick up. I have 4 in the field, so I think I'm actually be maxed. Anyway, because you can only draw if you can actually get the card, but then once it's storage, you can count it as whatever you want. So yeah, so we got 4, which is the max acanthus. All right, so now we go to the aftermath. So let me go to the butcher. We killed the butcher. We butchered the butcher. 169. Again, here's a picture of the butcher playing with the faces that he's carved off people. All right, so what is going on here? Let me make some space. This person killed a butcher in case I need to indicate that for some reason. Okay. The butcher is an inspiration. Any victorious survivor may immediately select axe weapon proficiency, regardless of age milestones. And this is before you actually do the reward section. So that means you can still get the bonus from it. So actually I'm going to do that. I'm going to have Emily go from spear to axe, which is fitting since she got the killing blow. And killed him with an axe anyway. So we'll get axe proficiency. And technically did wound with an axe. You know, I'd house rule that. I'd house rule that. Gain a proficiency level. Did you wound with that weapon? I did. But it was before I was proficient. Yeah, I'd house rule that just for this fight. Just because it's a unique reward. Sure, I'll do that. Anyway, everyone gains 1 hunt experience. So gain 1, gain 1, gain 1, gain 1. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not gain 1. Yeah, 1 plus, yeah. And then everyone gets 1 proficiency level or star axe proficiency levels. So the 2 that gain proficiency is Joy, who gets 1 in club, and then Emily, who gets 1 in axe. And then we have rewards. It says roll d10 and add the butcher's level to the results. The group gains any listed resources or gear, add them to the settlement storage. Okay, so we roll d10 and then we add 2. We rolled a 5 plus 2 is a 7. 7 to 9, we get the butcher's cleaver rare gear and 1 broken lantern resource. Awesome. Okay, so we get a broken lantern. Fortunately, it was the bottom card. That means I don't have to shuffle for the time being. And we also get the butcher's cleaver. Let's see what that does. I haven't seen it in so long, I don't actually remember. But it's the weapon of the butcher. Like last time we got a death blow to his face and got a couple broken lanterns to come off. This time we got 1 broken lantern, but we also got his cleaver. Okay, so we got the butcher's cleaver, and I'll show this to you. I won't bother showing you other stuff because we just got Acanthus and a broken lantern. You know what that is. So we got the butcher's cleaver. Speed is only 2, but it is a paired weapon. So that means that if you have 2 of these, you can add their speed together. And it is sentient, meaning you have to be insane to use this weapon, which is not going to be a problem for any of the characters except for Barrett because they have so much insanity. And then it's accuracy 5 and strength 5. So actually it's a pretty good weapon. It's got a pretty good accuracy and really damaging. It's as damaging as a bone club, but it's not cumbersome. But it is irreplaceable. So if anybody is holding this weapon and they die, you lose this weapon because you can't rebuild it. It's almost like the settlement acts like they learned how to make that weapon with the resources. So like when people die, even if it's like they just remake those same resources at the settlement for free. It's kind of what it seems like. So I got the butcher's cleaver. Got the butcher's cleaver and a broken lantern and 4 Acanthus is my loops. Cool, we did it. We survived. Fuck yes, because that also means we'll get 4 endeavors. 5 endeavors because of cooking. Yeah. Unless anyone has any weird things that proc. I don't think anyone does. Cool. Well, we did it. I know the stream went kind of long, but it was action-packed, and we came up with the skin of our teeth, but with still intact the skin on our faces. Well, the next episode is going to be Lantern Year 17. To see what craziness ensues and what's going to happen during that phase. And also that Lantern Year where I'm going to hunt. And you think about that as well. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. Again, this is Ismortah, and I'll catch you next time.